Usman, and when he challenged Bernard Hopkins for that title, then it went through my whole career. So he's been there, seen it, and done it.
He was a very good fighter, wasn't he? Unlucky a couple of times in challenges.
Yeah, lost to Howard Eastman. He fought Keith Holmes for the world title and fell short there. He was tired and drained at middleweight. Very big man, 6'2", walks around at probably, I'll do him a favour here, about 14 stone, 14 and a half stone. But he was fighting at 11 stone 6, so he's too big a man for that weight, and that's why he came undone. But no, he knows his stuff, Ron McCracken, so AJ will be ready, especially with someone with his wealth of experience in his corner. Dylan White, we talked about, sorry to cut you up there, but we talked about Deontay Wilder. Now, Dylan White's got a chance here to send a message to Deontay Wilder and really show people, I am ready for him. And how he can do that is now to step on this tired, cumbersome-looking Helenius and give us a grandstand finish. Then we'll all start believing.
And he knows he's been stopped before as well. But if he lets this drift for 12 rounds, it's hardly sending a statement out to New York, where Wilder will be next week, going over old ground against Bermane Stiverne, who's still as tough as they come. Was meant to be in with Luis Ortiz, of course, until the failed drugs test threw that one into jeopardy. Dylan White was talked about as an opponent at short notice. I think Eddie Hearn would rather it be in 2018. But it's his chance, isn't it? He's got a big platform. He's had a lot of support this week, Dylan White. Can he close the show?
Yes, he was cheered into the ring this evening. They like him. They know he's an exciting addition to the heavyweight division. Looking like he's planting his feet more and trying to look for that right hand, and let's not be too harsh on him. Helenius is a good defensive guy. He doesn't want to get wiped out. He's backing up. He's got a tight defence, and he's moving away from these punches. He's awkward, Helenius.
He's very awkward and can be effective occasionally with it. The right hand from White, but he was tiring, we thought, from maybe the third, fourth round, and we're in the 9th now.
It seems to look like that, White. It looks like he's tired or tiring, but then he stays looking the same right through to the finish. Saw it against Chisora.
Helenius backed up into his own corner. White unloading. The win is all important, of course, but the stoppage would be good, it would be sweet.
And he's got time.
Jimmy. And we're lucky enough to be ringside here for this magnificent event. 78,000 in the stadium tonight, 90 for Anthony Joshua's last one at Wembley. And wherever you are here, you're going to remember it. It's something to take home with you, isn't it?
Wherever you're sat here, you've got the atmosphere, you're feeling the noise and the energy from the crowd, and you can see everything. There's enough big screens around, so people just want to play a part in Anthony Joshua's career. And to be here tonight in Cardiff at the Principality Stadium with 75,000, this will be a memorable event for everybody in attendance.
That's why tickets went so fast. They weren't buying them for this one. Dylan White against Robert Helenius. We'd hoped for a better encounter, to be honest, more action. It's been drab, but White is surely in a very handy lead, and with the heavyweights, you never know, it could just fire into action. Something needs sparking. Helenius was sat on his stool in the corner, and his head was down as if he didn't want to carry on. And then he does. It is the sparring partner, isn't it? That he's used to round after round against the better guys, looking after himself.
Yeah, the physical and the mental. The mentality he's bringing into here is almost like the sparring partner mentality. And he looks lethargic, but he's able to continue doing what he does. White's starting to get a little bit frustrated there, loading up, just missing with that right hand. Just missing again, just whisking past the Viking-like beard of Helenius. And if that shot lands, he knows it's going to have a big effect, but you can't force it.
Yeah, he must be getting frustrated, Dylan White. He'll want to have Helenius out of there by now. But the corner seemed calm, you know, it's a 12-round fight. The victory that is essential from a White point of view. He's young enough at 29. He's got big fights out there. The trouble is, no one's going to be really quaking in their boots at that sort of level, are they, on this performance?
No, I mean, he's not really sending any serious threatening messages to any other heavyweight in the division. But I think White does raise his game to the level of his opponent, and this evening against Helenius, I think he's dropped his game a little bit. He's probably thinking, you know what, I've won almost every round. I'm in front. Why take a chance? He's in the mix. People like him. But it would be nice to see him just put, you know, a cluster of 4, 5, 6 punches together, and then as Helenius backs up, get on him again and put another 5 or 6 punches, because when he throws the head... Heavy shots like now, they look hurtful, but he needs to maintain it.
Helenius getting more and more negative. I mean, he's hardly sending out any sort of message of ambition or intent. He obviously went in thinking, I'll see how the first 3 or 4 rounds go. If I can hurt him, get rid of White, so be it, and then I'll drift into the pattern, and that's what's happened. Maybe the hand injury, if there is one, played a part.
No, he's not doing much here at all. He's not showing any kind of ambition. He's almost got the journeyman mentality, walking back to his corner with his head held low. The scenes here at this stadium here in Cardiff, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, these hors d'oeuvres before the main event, which we cannot wait for. You know, sometimes fights work and sometimes they don't, and the heavyweights can give us classics like we have with Joshua and Klitschko at Wembley. And they can give us really infuriating, frustrating nights, as this has.
Well, Helenius has only ever been stopped once. He's tall, he's rangy, he's awkward, he's tough, he's soaking it up. So, you know, we can't give White too much stick here. He's performing, he's winning. He's not performing at his best, but he's getting the job done. And his cornermen are satisfied with that. They're not very animated, so he's not being told to do much more. We just want to see more. As boxing fans, we want to see more action. We want to see a grandstand finish. Last 2 rounds now, 6 minutes now to press home.
And here comes Dylan White, and he's just up the tempo. Judges at ringside, Ian John Lewis, Craig Metcalf from Canada, Omar Minton Sr. from Mexico. And they should have White in a handy lead as Helenius comes back with an uppercut, which gets a nod of approval from Dylan White. And maybe we'll see a better last 6 minutes. We had a good first 6 minutes, didn't we? That was interesting.
We did, yes. I'm putting all the blame on Helenius. I know White could do more and he could try more, but as he backs up his tall, rangy opponent in Helenius here, you know, there's not much really in way of target to hit. He's still got a tight defence, he's still moving away, he's still backing up, and it's quite awkward. Believe it or not, this is quite an awkward, tricky opponent.
Yep, with the height and reach and arms. And some ability too that Robert Helenius has. Not an easy night's work for anyone, and you know, you can see from his record. He's been in with decent fighters, and he's beaten all but one. Still looking fresh, White. Just can't land these big haymakers clean, can he?
Well, he's trying to land them clean, and he's throwing them just from slightly out of range. He needs to set it up with a feint, get his feet in behind the jab, and then put 3 or 4 together, and it's the last punch that will land that will cause the damage.
Do you think they should be moving towards Deontay Wilder or a rematch with Anthony Joshua, or maybe look at the slightly smaller heavyweights like Joseph Parker, or possibly the winner of Bellew and Hay, and for Dylan?
I think the Parker fight's a good one. I think, you know, he's not a big heavyweight, Parker. The problem I've got with Deontay Wilder, he punches so hard, and he's tall and rangy, and he's very aggressive, and this kind of performance from White, I wouldn't like to see him in with White in his very next fight. Certainly big enough and strong enough, but he's still young enough to develop. He's coming through this one, he's winning everything, but there's room for improvement, and I think he should improve before he steps up to that kind of level.
Body shots. Victor Loughlin told to keep them up. I think they were okay, 1 or 2 maybe earlier weren't, but you can see what White's trying to do.
Walking forward now, White, trying big shots to the body. He's trying to set stuff up to the head, but Lenius is backing off constantly, and he pulls his guard up and he leans away, making it awkward there for White. White's enjoying himself. I'm expecting more in this last round from White, because he was putting a lot of pressure on there, backing up his opponent more. See the tight guard here of Lenius, and White getting through, and then as soon as he gets through, Lenius leans back and steps out of range. So what White would need to do there is nice cut across him, get him in the corner, back him up more, and then follow it with 4 or 6 punches, heavy punches, and then go again. But it's hard work. It's tough to do in this weight division.
And in many ways, we'd rather have seen Derek Chisora and Dylan White fight again, because that was a barn burner in Manchester. We'll see Derek fight for the European title in Monaco next week. Good show with Scott Quiggin and Jamie McDonald, a world title fight.
Yeah, it's a great show. I'm looking forward to that. But it would be nice to see Chisora White again, because that first fight was very good. It was very close as well. A lot of people disagreed with the score at ringside. I mean, it could have gone either way. Maybe a draw could have been the fairer assessment or decision, but White's the guy who feels going to go on and do more.
Very tight, and in many people's eyes, the best fight of last year. If Joshua Klitschko was the best one of this year, we'd love to see it again. Dylan and Derek going at it.
White's got a bit of a bounce in his step now, looking a bit more enthusiastic, backing up Helenius, bit of head movement, light on his feet. Now we've got to see some work, we've got to see the punches put together.
Again, he shakes his hand, Helenius. He's been awfully negative, especially for the second half of this fight. White looking strong, going to work, and looks good when he increases that pace, puts his combinations together. As you say, in many ways you can't blame him because of the lack of ambition for Helenius, but what would Anthony Joshua have done to Robert Helenius, or what would Deontay Wilder have done?
Yeah, well, when you compare it with that, I mean, you just think it'd be a steamroll job, but, you know, the awkwardness and the tight defence as he backs up, you just don't know. But you'd like to think that, you know, someone like Anthony Joshua would put a cluster of shots together behind that 18-stone frame and just absolutely steamroll Helenius, especially around the body as well.
Helenius coming to life with a combination, but all too late. He's lost nearly all of these rounds, certainly from 3 or 4 onwards. You just can't give him, can you? I mean, he hasn't done enough.
No, you can't score the round for Helenius. I mean, he's been one-sided. White's, you know, he's performed as well as he needs to perform to really secure the win. There's no doubt that he's done what he's done, but we wanted to see more. We just wanted to see him light the place up a little bit, light this division up in his favour.
And on this platform, on this stage, I think, you know, if we were watching this at the York Hall or whatever, it'd be a Dylan White win and on we go. But, you know, everybody's watching this, including Deontay Wilder across the pond, you know, Joseph Parker. I mean, he's got the job done, and you've got to congratulate Dylan White for that against a guy who's only ever lost once in Robert Helenius. But yeah,
there's the feeling of a bit of a missed opportunity, yes, potentially to send that message. He's looking for that overhand right. I keep going back to it. Let's not forget, Helenius knows what he's doing. He's got that spoil mentality, that almost journeyman mentality, and they know how to ride shots and how to not get hit and caught. And White here has pressed these last 6 minutes. He's pressed on. He just can't land clean.
Helenius survives till the final bell. He does the 12 rounds. And Dylan White gets the win. No question about that. He will be the WBC Silver Champion. He'll be wide on the cards. But it won't be one to watch back time and again, will it?
No, I won't be rushing back to rewatch that one, but it was a job that had to be done from White. He had to get past Helenius, and he's done that, you know, with relative ease. As boxing fans and knowing the heavyweight division and the position he's in the heavyweight division now, we did want to see more, but, you know, he was trying at times, he was trying to open up, but Helenius very negative, and he's big and tall and strong and experienced, so...
Yeah, to give credit to Dylan, you know, two have got a tango, haven't they? And Helenius was always difficult to really get through. I just wonder whether after 3 or 4 rounds, when he was tiring, if White had stepped on it and really pushed it in the middle rounds rather than just at the end, possibly he could have forced a stoppage, or maybe got Helenius to think of putting himself out, but he didn't. He went 12 backstage. Anthony Joshua's vast dressing room here, the home dressing room, and all the space he needs to prepare for the entrance against Carlos Takam. That's why we're all here. But we had some heavyweight business to sort out first. Would it be Dylan White moving forward or Robert Helenius? Surely Dylan White.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards. Here are the score totals. Ian John Lewis had it 119 to 109. Omar Minton Sr. 119 to 109. And Grant Metcalf 118 to 110. In favor of your winner and the new WBC Silver Heavyweight Champion, the Body Snatcher, Dylan.
For Dylan White. We're going to have no interview, I'm afraid, because we are going to crack on with some action behind us. Joe Cordina is taking centre stage in his hometown this evening. We won't be covering that one, but it will be going on behind us as we're going to talk about Dylan White. Tony, is it a case of job done for him tonight?
Yes, I think it was a bit of a disappointing performance. Very one-paced and not much going on. I think for me, Dylan White lacks gears to his boxing. He needs to up the tempo in certain rounds of the fights to try and tire Helenius. Helenius, for me, is a dream opponent for any heavyweight. He's big, he's slow, he fights with his chin in the air, he leans back. He's an accident waiting to happen, but Dylan just couldn't expose him tonight. I don't think Dylan is the biggest one-punch hitter to the head. Good body puncher, but just lacks the basic fundamentals, the correct technique. His footwork wasn't very on point tonight, but ultimately he got through it. It wasn't a good night, but you know, even good fighters have bad nights.
Matt, what was your assessment of it?
Yeah, I mean, it was a bad fight to watch. Helenius, though, didn't engage. He just wasn't there. He didn't try and win. He just wanted to survive. And I think his experience and his size, you know, and his negativity, you know, Dylan didn't know how to deal with that, really. Dylan White, his best attribute, really, is his intensity, his will to win. If you get down into a dogfight with Dylan White, you go to his level, he's as game as a badger. He'll fight with he'll have a tough fight with anyone. But when you box him and you move your time, he doesn't really have the experience or the schooling to deal with that. So it's a shame because it was a good opportunity to really push for the Wilder fight. It wasn't a good fight to watch, so it hasn't done his star quality much good. But look, he got the win, and his career moves on.
Johnny, we say in boxing that styles make fights. Fair tonight?
That's what it's all about. Dylan needs somebody that's going to take it to him. You give him an opponent that takes it to him, like Anthony Joshua, like Derek Chisora, then you see the best of Dylan. If he has somebody on the back foot, unfortunately, he's going to work at one pace. He's a strong unit, and he'll walk you down and he'll bully you. Helenius, I can remember sparring with a guy called Timo Hoffman, massive, looked the part and everything, but he was useless. And no, well, his disrespect to Helenius, I wasn't impressed with him at all. To say this man was a former European challenger, you just think, what were you doing in there? Where's your ambition to get a little bit further? Is this it? Is this prime mentality? I wasn't impressed with him at all, and it's very hard to look good against somebody like that, because Helenius, to me, he did nothing to offer any kind of danger to Dylan White.
But Johnny, do you feel if Dylan White is to want to challenge for titles against the likes of, like he's been very vocal in saying, the likes of Deontay Wilder, other fighters of this magnitude, he has to show us he belongs at that level. Tonight, that wasn't the case.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. If someone's going to stink you out, it's hard for you to close them down. So Dylan, like you said, steps up when the opponent steps up.
Someone like Dylan White, who relies really, his main attribute was his intensity, his will to win, his desire, and that was like a glorified sparring session. Really, it wasn't like a world title eliminator.
Now you see, if you put him in with like a Deontay Wilder, that'll be fiery for 3 rounds, no matter what.
Let's be totally honest here. Robert Helenius is at best a European level gatekeeper. If you cannot get rid of and deal with people, let's be honest, Robert Helenius is not hard to hit, he's not a puncher, and he goes back in straight lines. Why can't you get rid of him?
Tony, it's very difficult to look good against someone who's just there to survive. He is the perfect opponent if he was trying to win, chin in the air, if he was trying not to, but he was happy just to survive. It was a glorified sparring session.
Technically, Mark, I just expect Dillian to be able to get the feet close and let the shots go. Now,
regardless, he wants to just get the win. Helenius didn't.
All right, guys. Very interesting chat there. Right after the break, it is time to build up to our main event. And what a story it has been so far for AJ.
Got these muscles and I don't need to flex. I'm wicked like I'm spinning on the decks. Right now I'm ready to make my journey. I want to be at the top. That's where I'm comfortable at.
That's what the boss is about. A long, hard journey ahead, but you believe you can go all the way, don't you?
I'm not saying anything just yet.
It's you.
Good experience for him, great to be out in Wembley, and I believe in 2 or 3 years' time he'll be headlining here himself.
Long time.
He's got a gorgeous bum, you
know. What a day it's been. Can I come back next week?
Your heart will fail you, trust me.
Who are you, a doctor?
He shook Joshua. That was hurt. Dramatic and unbelievable at the finish.
When this opportunity arose, and I said to Anthony Joshua, do you want this fight? The answer was, let's roll.
I'll step right over you. I walk this earth like a god. That's champ talk. I like that.
This is stupid.
When I will win this fight, I will help you to come back.
I'm underdog in this fight.
This is the perfect time.
I'm not perfect, but I'm trying.
I could have been a stereotype. I'm here for a reason. Stay in the gym, stay hungry, stay focused.
William Hill sponsors Joshua versus Takam on Sky Sports Box Office.
It doesn't matter where in Britain you live. Things, people, places, they're all moving forward, all the time. How far we've come can't always be measured in miles. But from one generation to the next, we never stop heading that way. Introducing all-new Ford Fiesta. Together, we go further.
With the best odds on all English football, you get more with Betfair. More edge-of-the-seat action. Football, you get more drama, more control, and more last-minute winners. Get more from Betfair with the best odds on all English football. Are you ready for more?
There's a way to get your dinner without moving from your seat. If you believe in magic, tonight you can just eat. Magic is real, it's contained within an app. It makes spicy sits one before fall straight into your lap. A cavalcade of local chefs, wizards of the walk. I here to practice alchemy with fish and chicken stock. Magic is real, it's contained within an app. Put your feet up and watch Peking Duck appear with just a tap.
Welcome back to the Principality Stadium in Cardiff. Our main event there is Anthony Joshua versus Carlos Takam is just minutes away. He's making final preparations as he makes his way to the ring. Tony Belly, you have just been with the man himself, Anthony Joshua. How's he doing? What was that all about, the kicking with Ibrahimovic?
We had a quick joke and Anthony asked me, has Zlatan scored against Everton? And I said, no, if he does, there's going to be a problem. And Zlatan said, Anthony's with me, so the rest is nonsense. But I was happy to see him, big supporter of Anthony's. He's so
relaxed, isn't he?
So cool and calm and relaxed down. He's big and imposing. We got chatting, and he's just, listen, if you could deliver any heavyweight, technically, athletically, he's perfect all round. And now with what he's been through throughout his career, he's ticked the boxes through all the fights. And there's a reason why everyone's in here tonight. He's the only heavyweight in the world who doesn't have to talk nonsense. He doesn't have to, show he's got millions of pounds or 25 women around him. Or Anthony Joshua, people turn up because Anthony Joshua delivers every single time. And he delivers what the public want to see. And you know what that is? That's the knockout. He's the knockout king. And everybody in here is here to see the knockout. And he will deliver it tonight again, I'm sure.
He's a man, Johnny, that never seems to be phased. He never takes the foot off the gas. You spent some time with him up in Sheffield at his training camp, and he just takes it all in his stride.
That's the maturity of a champion. Outside the ring, he's a 27-year-old having fun with his mates. The second he puts the gloves on, he turns into a man that responsibility. I've seen fights like that in the past. Prince Nassim Hamid, outside the ring, he was a boy. Inside the ring, he was a man. This guy is very comfortable fighting. He's very comfortable being stood there toe-to-toe to test himself physically and mentally. The big issue was about his weight. You look at him now, does he look overweight? Does he look too heavy? He just looks normal. He just looks in proportion. And he's very, very comfortable in what he has to do. He's very comfortable walking out in front of 80,000 people. There's no pressure on him at all. He feeds off that. Some fighters feed off the hatred of a crowd. Some fighters feed off being in the lion's den. He feeds off this kind of stadium atmosphere, and you'll see how relaxed he is when he gets in. And when the bell goes, he just gets on with business. And afterwards, he'll be as humble as pie, just to say, look, I'm nothing special, I'm just doing a job.
Have you recovered from that training session?
It was easy. It's the stuff you didn't see on camera, what I did through.
Yeah. we don't believe him, do we?
No.
All right, okay, well, it has been quite a career, hasn't it, for Anthony Joshua so far? Let's just remind ourselves how he got here.
The great new hope of British boxing. That's what the fuss is about. Oh, right hand. A really sharp, hurtful combination. Spearing into Irish. The towels come in, and he got absolutely slaughtered with a left hand. Just too sharp and too powerful from Joshua, who's slicing into ribbons here. He's wobbled, he's shaken by that, and Joshua straight on him. 10 fights, 10 stoppages. I swear they're getting quicker. Joshua zeroing in. There's the big right hand. Gavin in big trouble. It's waved off. It's done.
Fight number 12 for Anthony Joshua. And a right hand lays him out beautifully by Anthony Joshua.
And Johnson already in big trouble here. Joshua looking to just blitz him out of there. Done. Inside 2 rounds. Joshua looking very sharp here and nails him with a right hand. What can you say about Anthony Joshua? It's all over in 90 seconds. Right inside. Finally got him.
Welcome back to the Principality Stadium in Cardiff. Our main event, there is Anthony Joshua versus Carlos Takam, is just minutes away. He's making final preparations as he makes his way to the ring. Tony Belly, you have just been with the man himself, Anthony Joshua. How's he doing? What was that all about, the kicking with Ibrahimovic?
We had a quick joke, and Anthony asked me, has Zlatan scored against Everton? And I said, no, if he does, there's going to be a problem. And Zlatan said, Anthony's with me, so the rest was nonsense. But I was happy to see him, big supporter of Anthony's. He's so
relaxed, isn't
so
it?
So cool and calm and relaxed down. He's big and imposing. We got chatting, and he's just, listen, if you could deliver any heavyweight, technically, athletically, he's perfect all round. And now with what he's been through throughout his career, he's ticked the boxes through all the fights. And there's a reason why everyone's in here tonight. He's the only heavyweight in the world who doesn't have to talk nonsense. He doesn't have to, show he's got millions of pounds or 25 women around him. Or Anthony Joshua, people turn up because Anthony Joshua delivers every single time, and he delivers what the public want to see. And you know what that is? That's the knockout. He's the knockout king, and everybody in here is here to see the knockout, and he will deliver it tonight again, I'm sure.
He's a man Johnny, that never seems to be phased. He never takes the foot off the gas. You spent some time with him up in Sheffield at his training camp, and he just takes it all in his stride.
That's the maturity of a champion. Outside the ring, he's a 27-year-old having fun with his mates. The second he puts the gloves on, he turns into a man. That responsibility. I've seen fights like that in the past. Prince Naseem Hamed, outside the ring, he was a boy. Inside the ring, he was a man. This guy is very comfortable fighting. He's very comfortable being stood there toe-to-toe to test himself physically and mentally. The big issue was about his weight. You look at him now, does he look overweight? Does he look too heavy? He just looks normal. He just looks in proportion. And he's very, very comfortable in what he has to do. He's very comfortable walking out in front of 80,000 people. There's no pressure on him at all. He feeds off that. Some fighters feed off the hatred of a crowd. Some fighters feed off being in the lion's den. He feeds off this kind of stadium atmosphere, and you'll see how relaxed he is when he gets in, and when the bell goes he just gets on with business, and afterwards he'll be as humble as pie, just to say, look, you know, I'm nothing special, I'm just doing a job. Have you recovered from that training session? It was easy. It's the stuff you didn't see on camera, what I did to him. Just we don't believe him, do we?
All right, okay, well, it has been quite a career, hasn't it, for Anthony Joshua so far? Let's just remind ourselves how he got here.
The great new hope of British boxing. That's what the fuss is about. Oh, nailed it. That right hand. A really sharp, hurtful combination. He's getting run pounding in there, and that's that. Joshua zeroing in, and another clinical, brutal performance from Anthony Joshua. That's rocked him. He's in trouble here already, and I don't think he wants any part of this. Oh, that right hand uppercut, bang!
Great to be out in Wembley. I believe in 2 or 3 years' time he'll be headlining here himself.
He's taking his time and measuring it up, and that right hand did the damage. He just waited to pull the trigger on that right hand. Just spearing into Irish. The towels come in, and he got absolutely slaughtered with a left hand. Just too sharp and too powerful from Joshua, who's slicing into ribbons here. He's wobbled, he's shaken by that, and Joshua straight on him. 10 fights, 10 stoppages. I swear they're getting quicker. Joshua zeroing in. There's the big right hand. Gavin in big trouble. It's waved off. It's done.
Fight number 12.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Let's get this party started! Coming to the ring, the challenger, Carlos Takam!
Perform here, it's an honor. It brings a bit of fear, anticipation. What is going to happen? I'll tell you. It's going to be a battle. Those butterflies, the nerves in your stomach, when you leave the dressing room, they turn into dragons. Those dragons get bigger and bigger. They get stronger and they use them. Those dragons will breathe fire. Trust an architect, doctor, maybe an actress, but nothing comes easy. It takes much practice.
reigning, defending, undefeated heavyweight champion of the world, AJ Anthony Joshua.